Good evening, good evening, good evening, family. Welcome to Longwood Firearms Training. I am your host, Juan J. Johnson, coming at you live on this October 15th, 2023. Yes, looking forward to an amazing broadcast again. Haven't talked to you guys since Thursday, I believe the 13th, the day before. I guess it was the 12th, because Friday was the 13th. Again, looking forward to having a great conversation. May not be before you too long, but I really want to come on today because I need to address some situations that took place on last Thursday. With that said, let's get those preliminaries out the way right now. I need you to go to LWF training.com if you're interested in becoming a responsible gun owner, gun user. If you want your HQLs, which is a handgun qualification license, it's a 4-hour class, could go to 5 hours. If you are trying to purchase a gun and you live in the great state of Maryland, or you are about to become a resident of Maryland, I'm gonna need you to go to lwftraining.com, sign up for the class. It's 4 hours, okay? We could go 5 hours. We're going over how to handle the gun, how to store the gun, how to clean the gun, how to assemble and disassemble the gun. We're going to also go over some of the laws too. Okay, if you want that wear and carry or that concealed carry, those are 16-hour classes, 2 days, 9 to 5 on both days, Friday and Saturday. We could go 18 hours. Again, I don't think it's enough time because you're talking about it's a lot to go over. It's a whole lot to go over. You're not just going over your basic assemble, disassemble. You're not just going over your how to clean the gun, how to store the gun, and how to travel with the gun. You're going over how to shoot, when and when not to shoot somebody, when and when not to stop the threat. You'll also be going over conflict resolutions too, how to de-escalate the situation so it don't have to go into, so that you won't have to shoot nobody, okay, or stop that threat. We go over covering concealment, holstering. It's a lot to go over. Trust me. Although they tell you 2 days and 16 hours, we may go 18 hours. We may go 19 hours. And plus, we do 2 tests. It's a written test and a shooting test, and you got to pass. It's pass or fail. But if you go to lwftraining.com, you'll see for yourself. You'll see for yourself all the information you need, all the questions you have. Just go to lwftraining.com and they will answer your questions and your concerns. Okay. Also, there's an intro to basic firearms. It's an hour and a half class. Okay. You go there, you learn about, again, how to assemble, how to disassemble the gun, how to transport the weapon from point A to point B, how to clean the weapon. So, and some of the laws for the state. Okay. Also, we have if you no longer want your weapon, you can actually call us and we will come out to your location, transfer that weapon from your residence to the company for educational purposes. Again, I am not an advocate of gun buybacks, whether the police are sponsoring them, whether churches are hosting them, or any organization that tries to host a gun buyback. You take that gun, maybe back to the store you purchased it from. You maybe contact your firearm instructor. You maybe find a firearm collector, but don't give your guns to the police, to the churches with some type of certificate. Okay? I'm retired police. I'm not on board with the gun buybacks. Okay, let me be very clear with that. Not on board with that at all. So again, go to the website. Again, sign up for your classes. When you register, the company we will get an alert that said there is a registry. We will contact you, give you the date and time of the class, okay? And we'll try to accommodate you and work around your schedule. But again, that's what I need you to do. That's what I need you to do is to go to lwftraining.com. Again, lwftraining.com for your firearms training purposes. What else? Did I miss anything? We do have laser tactical training. Laser tactical training deals with what? The SIRT. This type of laser gun right here. It is functions like the real one, except for it's a laser. It does not shoot the bullets. Okay. So the SIRTs are good for beginners. You go over the parts, some of them, but it's safe. No ammo, no rounds. Very safe gun to practice with. Okay, and let me be very clear. I am holding this gun up on purpose. I'm very intentional because the last broadcast I did, family, I was contacted by YouTube, and they pulled down my video, said it violated their policy. Okay. Now, mind you, I have videos on YouTube with the same type of training. And I've also seen thousands, hundreds of videos on YouTube that basically are far worse than the video I shared with you on Thursday. I'm talking about blowing up stuff. They got videos of bombs being dropped in Palestine. They got a lot of ratchet videos out here. But they sent me a censorship, a flag for just trying to teach you how to properly identify the parts of the gun, how to hold the gun, and I got flagged. The channel was not erased. It wasn't erased, the channel was not taken down. But they warned me about just trying to educate you about firearms. And again, I'm holding this SIRT weapon, simulated handgun, on purpose, intentionally, because I used one of these too during that last Thursday, the 12th broadcast. Okay. And I'm going to see if they're going to do the same thing with this broadcast. Okay. Because I'm thinking about just going over the parts again. Okay. As I said, this broadcast today is about censorship. Censorship. Because again, family, we have to come to look here, family. If these social media platforms can censor you for educating the public, okay, for exercising your First Amendment right, I am educating the public on being a responsible gun owner, gun user. I don't know if any other person or any other company that's coming on these social media platforms, because I'm on multiple platforms right now at the same time. I don't know, and I really don't care. Well, I do care, but I don't know if any other social media platforms or any other company is coming on every day talking about God and guns and whatever the topic is. I don't know. I really don't know. But I know I'm talking about God and guns and whatever the topic is, because we have people in high places and spaces who don't give a damn about the First Amendment, which is what? Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assemble, freedom of the press, and freedom of petition. Okay? We have people in high places and spaces who do not have no respect, and they're doing everything to undermine and cancel and censor the First Amendment. Again, one of the reasons why I go through great lengths to um, do these broadcasts is because I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in the Second Amendment. I believe in the Second Amendment and all that it stands for. Okay? All of it. I believe that the Second Amendment states that as an American citizen, I have the individual right to arm myself, and so do you. The amendment firmly establishes that the government cannot infringe on that right, and I got a right to train and to teach, to train and to teach those who don't exercise that right, who may be unsure about that right. Again, I believe that guns, weapons should be a conversation that we talk about every day. That's why you would probably never see me doing what others are doing on social media, which is everybody's talking about the same thing. I haven't been given the script that others are repeating because I know in this nation, we have a lot of issues to deal with. There's a lot of things that we can be discussing. Okay. As one of my great teachers said, you know, small minds talk about people. Average minds talk about events. Great minds talk about ideas. The Second Amendment is an idea made flesh. The Second Amendment is an idea that you need to embrace. The Second Amendment is not a suggestion, it's a right of the people. The right to bear arms is a right of the citizens, not just the Army, not just the Navy, not just the Air Force, not just the Marines, not just the National Guard, not just the Coast Guard, not just your alphabet organizations, CIA, NSA, FBI, DEA, all the A's. It's a right for the citizens. A well-regulated militia, meaning those who are not a part of the establishment. They're not a part of the military, just your regular Joe Blow citizen, right? Who has the right to arm themselves. We're the only free country in the world where the citizens can arm themselves. Say this again. We're the only free country in the world, not just the Western Hemisphere, because there are countries in the Western Hemisphere where the citizens do not have the right to bear arms. But we are different. Everybody who's a legal citizen with legal age in America can bear arms, family. That you have the right to bear arms. And the government cannot infringe on your right when you met the requirements. when you're an outstanding, upstanding citizen in these United States from Maine to California. And I'm passionate about this because I understand this, that the essence or the proof of love, we talk about love all the time. I love you. I love you. But the proof of love is the willingness to protect that which you love. It's more than an emotion. It's more than communication. It's more than you buying gifts and receiving gifts. It's more than you being unselfish. That the real proof of love, okay, is the willingness to protect that which you love. And I see too many people who are leaving it up to others to protect them when they have the wherewithal, the strength to protect themselves. So, yes, I'm all in. I want all the smoke. I'm all in on what? Promoting the Second Amendment. Right. I'm all in. And I'm all in on encouraging, educating, enlightening, empowering, informing the citizens of this great nation to protect themselves. Because I understand this as a former police officer, retired after giving them almost 3 decades. I know I'm aging backwards. I look good. I look good to be a retired police officer out of DC, the Metropolitan Police Department. Okay? Look very good. And again, I'm aging backwards. Who understand CDUs, civil disturbance units, who's trained with the shotgun, with the AR-15s, with the handguns, with the batons. I'm a certified baton instructor. I'm a certified baton instructor. I can certify you with the OC spray. I can certify you with handcuffs. Okay? Not just a gun instructor. I'm talking about credentials. Gone to the schools and can teach you how to defend yourself. I know how to use these hands. I understand about the palm strikes. No, I'm not MMA, but I know just enough to stop that threat. Okay? But I have an issue, and I take issue with social media and those within this country that would try to limit our First Amendment, that would try to quelch our First Amendment, that would try to basically shred our First Amendment and our Second Amendment. I believe in the right to bear arms, and I want you to. I believe in freedom of speech. That's why we can have this conversation. In other countries, family, you don't have the freedom of speech that we have here. People are sending their children to this country because of the freedoms that we have. These freedoms that we have come with a price. What's the price? There's somebody right now, female and male, young and old. There's somebody right now that you don't even know. Maybe you walk past every day and don't even realize that they are part of the armed forces, that they are ready to defend this country against foreign and domestic enemies. Because of what? They are protecting the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, freedom of petition, and the freedom of the press. And this is why I'm so find the right word. This is why it's so disappointing that the video that I did on last Thursday, God, Guns, and Weapons, was snatched down by YouTube, gave me a strike because I'm trying to teach the people with excellent teaching the parts of the gun. And then I go to YouTube and I type in instructions with guns, and I'm seeing thousands, hundreds of videos that YouTube has allowed on their platform who did far worse than what I put out there last Thursday. Far worse. But I get it. I get it. See, watch this. For evil to triumph, good men, good women must remain silent. And me, like others, realizing that we have a higher calling. And what's that calling? To tell the truth. To be about what? Father's business. What is that? Educate, enlighten, empower, encourage those who are willing to listen to you. So what YouTube did last week with me and snatching that video, thankfully I have a copy of it. And it's still on other platforms. All they did was ignite a fire in me to go even harder, to go even deeper, to go even steeper, to expand the conversation, to keep my laser like, you know how they put like a blinder on a horse so he can't look to the left or the right? Horses have blinders to keep them looking straight. They put blinders on me so I can just stay the course. Keep talking about the guns. Keep talking about God. And keep talking about whatever event that needs to be discussed, because right now we need folks who's going to not just regurgitate what others are saying. We need to be creating the news. You got two types of people out here: those who create the news and those who regurgitate the talking points. Forager, what's good, Long Wolf? Keep up the good work. Salute another wolf out there. Yes, 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 yes. My goal is to disrupt the algorithm, because what happens is this: on these platforms, right? They want so bad for you to be a certain way. If you're going to talk about finances, be all finances. You're going to talk about food, be all food. You're going to talk about fashion, be all fashion. But on my algorithm, I said God and guns. Like, what the hell is that? What do you mean by God and guns? Because they want you to be, if you're God, just talk about God. And under God, you're supposed to talk about God, love, hope, forgiveness, peace, obedience. Those are the God topics. Never war, never guns. But if you read the Old Testament, you see it was very bloody. Okay? But they found a way, when they interpret the Old Testament, they super spiritualize it to the point where, you know what? You begin to realize, you begin to think that those events didn't take place, but those are the spiritual applications. When Joshua was out there destroying everything, when Joshua was out there destroying everything and everybody, the Jebusites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, when Joshua went on his mission to bring the children, not the parents, the children of the parents that disobeyed God and died in the wilderness into the promised land. The scripture says the children didn't have no memories of the fire at night, of the stone that had the water, of the manna that came, the angel food, of the quails. They didn't have a memory of the going through the Red Sea. The children didn't have the memory. Okay? Why is that important? Because God kept his promise. He said, I'm going to take my people out of Egypt. But when them grown as disobedient parents was given a chance to spy out the land, right? You had 12 spies. You had one tribe, you had one spy from each tribe. And only two came back with a good report. It was Caleb and Joshua saying, although we appear as grasshoppers before them, we can take them. But 10 other tribes said, we can't take them. And God said, you're not going to the promised land. Your children will. Your children will go. And they let them walk 40 years in the wilderness until the hard-headed, stiff-necked, unbelieving, fearful grown-ups passed away. Let me be very clear. That wilderness experience was a walking mortuary. Thousands was dying every day. We try to glamorize stuff. They walked in the wilderness for 40 years. They was only 7 miles away. They were only 7 miles away, okay, from the promised land. It was a walking mortuary. People were dying off. If you read your scriptures, it'll tell you that God put a number and an age on who's going to stay and who's going to pass away. Correction, who's going to die in the wilderness. Okay? 2019 and below, you shall live. 20 and above, you're going to die. Read your scriptures. Read your scriptures. Now, this was supposed to be that. This was not supposed to be that, but I'm going somewhere with this. Okay? So, again, they passed away, a walking mortuary, okay, until the unbelievers died off family. We have too many people who are bought into a system and they're afraid and they're no good to us. If you're afraid, they're no good. They're no good. Okay? And ooh, let me say this. When I talk about God and guns and weapons, or God, guns, and censorship, I am very clear. I'm not playing with y'all. Very clear. I believe in God. I am a follower of the revolutionary Jesus the Christ. I'm unapologetic in his teachings and his word. Okay. Because again, they found a way to take God out the equation. Just to mention God or Jesus, it's like, what are you doing? You're out of order. You do that on Sundays. No, we recognize him every day. I'm only breathing and having this conversation because I know where my breaths come from. I know where my life comes from. My life is hid in God. I'm not ashamed to talk about this. And that's the problem. Too many of us are ashamed, but not this one. Not this one. So when you censor me for talking about guns on these social media platforms, I know it's bigger than the gun piece because I'm not just talking about guns, I'm talking about God. What I know about the 5 cardinal rules for any gun owner is 5 rules. Always treat every gun like it's loaded. Always point your gun in a safe direction. Always keep your finger off the trigger till it's time to shoot. Okay? Know your target and what's beyond your target. And make sure that you store your gun inaccessible, unloaded, so that nobody else have access to it. I want to deal with this know your target and what's beyond your target. Because social media is targeting people who are trying to empower, enlighten, and help people. Social media platforms are trying to keep the masses sleep. And for those who are not asleep and know what's going on, you only embolden us. You only make me stand 10 toes down. You only make me say to myself, okay, I'll find another way to enlighten, educate, encourage, inspire the people. Taking me off one platform or silencing me, you're going to do a little better. If I got to go to Rumble, I'll go to Rumble. If I got to do Patreon, I'll do Patreon. Okay. If I got to go to Respin, I'll go to Respin. If I got to go to Twitch, I'll go to Twitch. And if I got to create my own, if I got to create my own platform or introduce the audience, the people to another vehicle that's used to get the message out, then I will do that. It's just so much bigger than me. For me, I believe that I'm doing the Father's business. I got a lot of folks watching me. They ain't tuning. They watch me from a distance, wondering what is this dude doing? Why is he talking about guns and God? Why don't he soften the message? No, I'm not going to soften the message. You know why? Because we're at war right now. And you don't hear nobody talking about why don't they soften the coverage on Ukraine and Russia? Why don't they soften the coverage on Hamas and Israel? They're not softening no coverage. You see bombs being dropped. You ain't seeing a lot of people dying, but you see bodies being scattered everywhere. They're not dropping no coverage. So no, I'm not gonna tone it down. I'm gonna step it up. Because we're in the era of war. And a lot of our brothers and sisters have been corrected, emasculated, neutered, spaded, okay? Sold. They have literally turned off their self-preservation switch. Literally. But at the same time, they will support others who are fighting around the world. They will support Ukraine against Russia. Oh, we need to send more. We need to send more weapons. Oh, yes. He needs to arm the citizens so they can fight against Russia. Oh, we need to send more help to Israel to fight against Hamas and the Palestinians. But you, at home, you're trying to get rid of the very guns you need to defend yourself against this invasion of illegal immigrants that's coming in here as a Trojan horse. Okay? A whole military is coming in here as a Trojan horse. All I'm seeing is men, and I've seen the coverage of brothers in different areas of the country where they have hotels set aside, and they're not for the illegals that's coming in, and they are going through some type of processing to teach them, to train them. I don't know what they teach to train them, but I've seen the videos where they're in hotels. They're like processing centers, training them for what's about to come. You better be glad you got somebody. You better be glad you got somebody who is paying attention, who's warning the people, and who ain't compromised. I see you, JB. JB said, "Praise be to God, my rock who trains my hands for war, my fingers for battle." Yes. And I'm excited, but I'm cautiously aware. Family, when I tell you I'm a domestic soldier, you can't do, when you're a police officer or you retired police officer, unbeknownst to you, you are a domestic warrior because you go to work every day to defend the home front against who? Domestic enemies. I was not a part of your Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, although I did some RTC. I was a Ranger, then went to all the military camps, uh, you know. But the military are trained for foreign wars. But the police departments, police officers are trained for domestic wars. A war is a war. Except for they wait to be called up to go. The police have to go every day. And many folks never see that as a domestic war. But it is. Because if you don't have law enforcement to enforce the laws, you will have anarchy. And there are people in high places and spaces who have their own armies, who have their own bunkers underground, who have their own food, their own supply lines. They're not middle class. These are some of the most wealthiest people, families who have things in place to make sure that their lineage, their line lives on far beyond the wars. Okay? They have things in place. They have the tunnels. We don't. They called the shots, not your president. I'm talking about, I'm not the, I'm leave it alone. So guys like me and others who are being censored for just bringing in little, you know what, for just bringing in, this is on purpose. Because I'm gonna see if they're gonna give me another strike. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you two for the price of one. Give you two. Okay? If me training you about the parts of the handgun, if me telling you about the parts of the semi-automatic and the revolver, and you want to release me off your platform, I've been kicked off of worse places. YouTube, your move. Your move. Because watch this. There Because we live in this first century, this first world, and because we're in America, because we're in America, and we're in the information of the world. When you want answers, you go to America. You come to America for answers because we don't censor the information. Folks are trying to censor the information, but you can't go other places around the world and have the access to the information that you have in America. And because we live in the information capital of the world, how dare you try to censor a basic firearms class? Front sight, rear sight, barrel, cylinder, frame, cylinder release, front strap, grip, trigger, guard, trigger, okay, hammer spur, chamber, yoke, muzzle. I did that on Thursday, and I got a strike. Let's see what happens today. Oh, you know what? Let's go all in. I'm playing poker right now. That was the revolver. Let's do the semi-automatic. Front sight, rear sight, glide, ejection port, barrel, muzzle, frame, trigger guard, trigger, front strap, back strap, grip, magazine, magazine well, magazine. I'm all in. I play poker. I'm all in. We'll see. That's all I did last time. So let's see what happens this time. Let's see if they strike down the channel. Okay. Family, King said something that I don't agree to, but I'm going to say it because he paid a price for what he said. King said, if a man has not found something worth dying for, he ain't fit to live. And guess what he did? King died. I say this, I found something worth living for, and I plan on being around for a long time. And my living is living to encourage, to educate, to empower, to enlighten you, the viewer, the subscriber. Okay? Because we don't have enough voices out here who's trying to warn you about what's about to happen. Where are your preachers? Where are your civil rights leaders? Where are your businessmen? Why aren't they telling you to get yourself ready? Because we're in the era of war. Why are they just repeating the same talking points that everybody else is repeating? If everybody is saying the same thing, who is thinking? Okay? Who's thinking? Who's thinking? I'm thinking. I am thinking. I know what I'm saying. I am is infinite. And what you put behind I am is definite. God is infinite. So you got to be definite with your infinite. I am thinking. I am listening. I am hearing. And I am doing. And I am about the Father's business. And this is the Father's business. for all those who are unsure about this brother right here, looking at you, telling you to get yourself armed for your family, for your friends. I say friends because I believe in the 5 F's: faith, family, friends, farms, and fight. Because you just may have to fight. Faith, friends, farms, family, and fight. Because you just may have to fight. And most don't want to fight. But because I'm a fighter, you cannot do what I did for almost 30 years, willing to put my life on the line for strangers, and then just put it on the shelf when you retire. No, not me. No too much. No too much. No too much. I understand too much. And I'm a lone wolf too. Unapologetic. Okay. So yes, I'm against censorship. Okay. And I believe the social media platforms have too much power. And I believe they need to be broken up. I do. So again, we're playing chess right now. This may be the last time you see me on YouTube. Again, Twitter kept my video up. Facebook did. Okay. But I got copies of everything I did on YouTube. Okay. So I'm going to end it on that note. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I can't see everybody. I see you, JB. Good to see you. Great message on today. Put your information inside the chat, JB. If you have a business, I need you to put your business inside the chat. If you have a company, put your company inside the chat. It's enough money out here for everybody. Let me say this again. It's enough money out here for everybody. I don't have all the answers, but I know some people who follow, who listen to me, they have businesses, they sell, okay? And I want you to put your stuff out there. I want you to get some business, okay? Get some business, get some customers. For those who will see this at a later broadcast, later time, and you have a business, put your information in the comment section, okay? Put your information in the comment section. Okay. And JB is not just my financial advisor, but she also comes on Sunday. She did a powerful presentation this Sunday. This Sunday, man, my God. You may want to put that link in the chat, JB, about that money piece you did today, this morning. Powerful, man. We got folks out here who are serious about helping you out. And guess what? We stay under attack. But guess what? We summons the energy, the courage to still come and do these programs because it's bigger than us. We know that we're doing the Father's business. And it may not make sense to you or anybody else, but we are doing the Father's business. And like I tell folks, doing the Father's business is not always good. Judas did the Father's business. He had to betray Jesus. If he didn't betray him, guess what? Jesus would never to the cross. I'm not saying that you have to be a goody two shoes. If you called to be a disruptor, I need you to disrupt. Yeah. Let me take you down. Let me take you off that. If you're called to be a disruptor, I need you to be a disruptor. You called to be a healer, I need you to heal. If you called to be an encourager, I need you to encourage. But whatever you do, what Jimmy said, yes. Just the video right here. Yes. I need you to check out that video this morning. Look, man. Hmm. Man. Financial advisor. Guess what? She advises everybody. Black, red, yellow, white, afro. But guess what? You call, you'll get the hello. She ain't ask you what your color is. We don't know your color. Only color we know is green. Oh my God. Okay. So again, whatever you're called to do, I just need you to do it in the face of censorship. You can't censor me. I'll just go to another platform. That's it. Won't even lose no sleep. Because when you have a word, when you have a message, the message will reach the people that it's intended to reach. Okay? If you have finances, the financial message will reach the people who's intended to reach. If you're doing crafts, the crafts will reach the people who they're intended to reach. If you have a business, whether you cooking, the cooking will reach the people who was intended to taste your food, and they will fly to you. They will take a flight, they will drive or ride a bike, but the people who you're supposed to meet and greet and educate, or they see your work, you will see these people. You will meet these people. And when you were off the scene, you left volumes of information. Your information will live on in posterity for the next generation. Okay? Thank you. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I need you to like this video. I need you to share this video. I need you to subscribe to whatever platform it's on. Okay? And know this, there are some people out here in this America, in this world, who care about you. Again, my philosophy is this, that the proof of love, I do this because I love you, is the willingness to protect you. You can't protect something you don't love. Okay? The proof of love is the willingness to protect. When I teach you about these guns, because I'm trying to protect you, I'm trying to encourage you to exercise your Second Amendment, which is not a suggestion, it's a right. Okay? So look, again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Go to lwftraining.com. That's lwftraining.com and sign up for your courses. Whether you come to me or anybody else, I just want you to become responsible gun owners, gun users, because we're on a time clock. We're at war. America is now funding 2 wars. Okay? 2. Those are 2 that they're talking about. We're not talking about the secret wars in other countries. The destabilization that's going on. I don't say much, but I'm paying attention. Okay? So I need you to be about the Father's business for your life. Serious people do serious things. I need you to become serious about what? Everything. Okay? Stop saying you don't have the time. Turn off the television. and the radio. Focus on your what? Some visions, some dreams uh, that you had years ago that you need to do right now. This is the best time right now. And my prayer is always this: health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, resources, and unlimited money for you. Because you're gonna need money to make your visions, your dreams a reality. I'm gonna need money. I need $75 million right now. For what? For my real farms, okay? For LWF training facilities, okay? For my take it, hauling, moving, distribution centers, okay? For my safe houses, transitional living. Oh, I got some stuff in my head that's already put on paper. And I've already attached an amount to it. My Odyssey exploration, going to the oceans, like Jacques Cousteau. Okay. My supply lines I need, the distribution centers I need. I need like $75 million. Man, I'm not just doing this to hear myself talk. I'm not just doing this just to be seen. There's some things I envision. If you don't like what you see, then you got to reinvent. You got to recreate what you want to see. You got to envision what you want to see. And I think that's been the problem with a lot of us. We've been so attached to somebody else's vision that you don't even trust your own self to have a vision. I need $75 million. I got a 5-year plan to be a billionaire. By the time I'm 60 years old, I'm gonna be a billionaire. By the time I'm 60, I'm gonna be a billionaire. So it's only natural for me to be a millionaire very soon. Very, very soon. Because I'm looking into the places and spaces and things I need to do. I'm doing the research. It's not just in my head. I'm studying distribution centers. I'm studying supply lines. I'm studying farming, what it needs to be. Okay? And if you're studying it, what you called to do, you need some money for what you're trying to do too. Okay? So I'm done. We're into an end. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. You can be somewhere else, but you're here. Again, share this video on whatever platform you're on. Like the video or dislike the video. Okay. Subscribe to the channel where you're listening to it from. Okay. And I always remember this: it is not how much you know, family, it's how much you care. And we got too many people who have degrees, certificates, they get them all over their walls. They opened up a conversation with where they're from, what school they attended, what degree they have, and they don't give a damn about you. I'm not that person. Unless I tell you I was the police, you wouldn't know I was the police. Unless I tell you I'm a fireman instructor, you don't know I'm a fireman instructor. Okay? And with that said, I always remember this: there is a lone wolf in you. Yes, a wolf can function without the pack, and I can function without the pack, and so can you. That's why if you're looking at this broadcast, you are a lone wolf. Embrace it and make the change. With that said, have a great day. Have a great evening. Again, share this video. And look. Let me hold up. Let me do this because let me do this. Let me do this. Just in case you want to be able, just in case you want to make a donation or a donation, just in case you want to. I'm not going to stop you from not making it, because look at, the best things in life are not free. They're not. They're not. I'd rather pay for whatever. I have a better appreciation when I pay for it than somebody give it to me. The Cash App is down there. The PayPal is right there. And you can contact lonewithfirearms@gmail.com. Okay. Again, 75 million. But I'm not going to do what everybody else is doing. And I got some people in mind to run these organizations. It's going to happen. I got two things over my head right now. I got a WHEN, a win, it happens. And I got a WIN, a win, because I'm going to win. Two wins. Two wins. When you go into the promised land, one suggestion. WHEN and WIN. I win and I win. Okay. With that said, have a great day. Have a great evening. Love you all. I'll see you on tomorrow. I think I'm going to discuss what my sister did on Sunday. Talk about some finances tomorrow. God, guns, and money. Woo! God, guns, and money. Money. But when I say money, I'm talking about something far deeper than the greenbacks. I'm talking about the energy and the vibration of money. That's a whole different conversation. We're going to have it on tomorrow. With that said, have a great evening, a great day, a great time. Again, you have the website right there. Again, share the video, like it, dislike it. Look forward to seeing you. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell them to jump on board, tell them to tune in. It's going to be powerful tomorrow. God, guns, and money. 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 I'm gonna give you some descriptions about money. You're like this. I'm gonna change your whole mind about money. You can be like this. Oh my God. What recession? What recession? You watch. I'm gonna give you what I have. Because I can't give you what I don't have. I'll give you what I have, which is health. I'm healthy. Happiness. I'm happy. Love. I love myself. Prosperity. Got that. Resources. Very. Unlimited money. And two, I'm a child of the king. I got access, and so do you. I'm out. I see you tomorrow. Lone Wolf, the Lord of the Wolves is out, or the Wolf King is out of here. I'll see you tomorrow.